after crossing 100 crore, do you think कि हो गया अभी अपने आप चलता रहेगा? You can just sit and
never
enjoy.
ending. I'm never satisfied, never done.
Because people say if you're working for yourself, you have to put in more hours.
I'm not working for myself. I am working for my country to view fashion a very different way, the way they should.
When a person thinks about doing a business,
Yeah.
they think कि चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा कुछ नहीं पता.
Yeah, deep dive तो करना पड़ेगा. You have to take that risk. You have to follow your gut feeling, follow your instinct, and say yes, I can do it.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tuhin Show. This is the Icons of Bangalore. Well, today on Icons of Bangalore, I have got Mamta Roy. She is an entrepreneur. She founded Odette as a women accessory and a bag brand. But then the fashion bug bit her and she got into women's clothing. So she's bringing women's clothing, footwear, home decor to the world along with lingerie, and she has also crossed 100 crore mark just like any other Bollywood dream. Mamta Roy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me over. Pleasure being here.
How are you doing? After crossing 100 crore, do you think कि हो गया अभी अपने आप चलता रहेगा? You can just sit and
never
enjoy.
ending. I'm never satisfied, never done. It's an ongoing journey which is going to continue till I'm alive.
That's what the business is all about.
Absolutely. Should be that way.
Because people say if you're working for yourself, you have to put in more hours.
I am working for my country to view fashion a very different way, the way they should, because India as a country has so much potential, from fabrics to embroideries to the workmanship that we have as compared to the remaining part of the world. And I'm just a medium to present that outside to the country and the people living here.
You know, the first and foremost question is, how do you become an entrepreneur? Like, what goes in your head and what are the challenges you face?
So being an entrepreneur, I think it kind of runs in the family now. My father has been into fabric exports, followed by my brothers joining garment exports. They're still running very successful brands. And so I've seen business right from childhood. So I think it's kind of inborn, and I think I would not be able to do anything except fashion.
But that's brilliant. You started off as an accessory brand.
We started as a jewelry brand because I wanted to, coming from the kind of person I was pretty much like a tomboy, not believing in accessories, etc. But when I did grow up, I realized I wanted to shop all those things for myself, and I realized that there's not much happening in terms of my kind of liking. So that's when I thought that, hey, there's a huge gap here that can be tapped and that can be filled in. And that's how I tried my hands on jewelry. We did extremely well, so we moved on to bags, then we moved on to accessories, and finally into Indian clothing. When I say Indian clothing, I mean all categories of clothing, like jewelry, like Indian lehengas, kurtas and saris.
Right.
And then with the success of Indian clothing, we realized that we must get into Western clothing as well, because every woman wants to step out every evening and every afternoon for brunches, etc. So again, there's a good gap there where you don't get very trendy clothes at very affordable prices. So we've launched Western clothing as well. We moved into a bit of lingerie, and now going forward, I'm looking at introducing kids wear. In fact, as I speak, we launch kids wear today.
There is no dearth of clothing in the market. If you go in the market, there is clothing everywhere.
Absolutely.
The amount of cloth which is there in Indian market is unimaginable. How do you stand out in that?
So I think, yes, Indian attire is our staple, if I may say so. It's a staple attire, right? So of course, we know Indian clothing much better than any other country. So that being the reason, we do see a lot of Indian clothing around us. But I think I'm not going to put anyone down here. I'm not going to say anybody is good or bad. But I think I have my own taste and my own vision towards the kind of clothing that I like, and my brand is just a reflection of that, wherein my designs are very extremely high fashion, but at the same time very timeless. I'm not a very modern looking brand. I still believe in a lot of Victorian undertones and things there. So it's timeless in its own way, but at the same time very trend setting. And most importantly, very price conscious. So I think that that is the key to it. It's a very affordable brand. It's a very pocket-friendly brand.
Na zyada sasta, na zyada mehenga hai.
Yeah, yeah. But at the same time, it's something that you would wear and you would stand out and say, you know, hey, I'm complimented by so many people wearing this. So I think that's what makes us happy.
But I'll come back to the business question again.
Yeah.
That when you start a business, when a person thinks about doing a business,
yeah.
they think कि चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा कुछ नहीं पता.
Yeah, deep dive तो करना पड़ेगा. You have to take that risk. You have to take follow your gut feeling, follow your instinct, and say yes, I can do it. I have it in me, and I have the eye for fashion. I think the eye for fashion is most important, and I luckily, with God's grace, I have had that. So I have been able to nail it.
But when the idea of business came in your head, of course, the Maru genes, the Marwadi genes is there. कुछ तो धंधे की बात तो करनी पड़ेगी कहीं ना कहीं. When the idea came, did you have a support system at home? कि ये नहीं चला तो I'll come back.
That from the back end was always there. Nobody was ever dependent on this. And again, like if I may say so, I'm not doing this because I need that. Financially, I don't. With God's grace, I'm doing it because I am hungry for the name and the fame and the satisfaction attached to it.
What role does your husband play in that, in supporting you, in taking the business forward, and in pushing you?
I think he's the backbone here. He supports me tremendously because with a business like this at that scale, I don't have specific timings to go back home. I don't work on a 9 to 5. I don't work on a Monday to Saturday. It could be Monday to Sunday. It could be 9 to 11, etc., etc. So that's one support. The second support, he looks at the marketing in a very big way for the brand. So he's so while he focuses on that, I focus on what categories we need to launch and what kind of designs and you know, how do we expand and things like that. I think we've divided our work pretty well, wherein we don't even you know, clash with each other at work. So he handles a very different side, I handle a very different side, and both of us handle it beautifully.
Sukhi parivar.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Otherwise, it's very rare, I think, that you see a couple you know, doing well together and not fighting. So I think we've kept that separate right from day one, and it helps.
So you guys don't fight at all?
Not at all. As far as work is concerned.
Who's the dominating one, you or your husband?
I don't think we're dominating each other in any way. Live and let live. Live and let live is what we want to follow in our married life and at work as well.
You're a Marwadi from Mumbai. You are married to a Bengali.
Yeah.
You're staying in Bangalore. What is this amalgamation bringing to your life? What happened in the life after this amalgamation?
So I think coming from a city like Mumbai, which is so fast-paced and you know, you're moving all the time, Bangalore gives you that sense of you know, ease somewhere mentally, that you can you know, you can relax, you can have your quick getaways, you can have a good weather, you can have a good set of friends around you, which I think lacked in Mumbai, because you don't have the time for even the good friends that you have, because you're so
no-nonsense city.
Yeah. So I think it's more relaxed.
A bit slow, but no nonsense.
I don't
good
think
people.
It's slow. I think it all depends on you, the way you want to make your life. Bangalore is, I think, a slow city, but if you still want to be fast-paced in a city like this, you can be, and you can still go back and still, you know, push it back for yourself and say, okay, I need to be at this speed now. So it allows you that flexibility of being fast and coming back and still being slow in your own way, because you want to relax. But in a city like Mumbai, you couldn't have done that. It doesn't allow you to do that.
What happened after a Marwadi entered into a Bengali family? What happened? What changed? What things you didn't like?
So what things I didn't like?
Or क्या adjust किया आपने?
I I think I'm a pure vegetarian, so I don't even eat eggs. So I think that was a major compromise for me. In the sense that my husband's a non-vegetarian, out and out. Out and out. Out and out. So I think I have everything, anything and everything cooking in my house today. My husband's a great cook.
Okay.
Coming from a Marwari family, I've never seen men cooking in my family. And here I was married to somebody who's a fantastic cook, probably better than me. In fact, I think surely better than me, if I may say so. And so I think cooking comes very easy to them. Intellectuals, they read a lot.
Okay.
I don't read. I read only, for me, reading means fashion magazines.
So clash hota hai yahan pe ki zyada knowledge
hota hai in the sense ki he says, when we got married, he would wake me up and say, okay, I've just read this book and I talked to you about it, and I'm saying, like, oh, wow, why would you wake me in the middle of the night to, listen about a book? Please let me go back to sleep.
Right.
So I think we've got different interests that way. He's a very, very intellectual guy with a lot of general knowledge about, what's happening in and around with every field, be it history, be it geography, be it travel, be it food, be it, politics, be it anything. But I think I am not that. I restrict myself to family, friends and fashion. So it's a disadvantage maybe. So I like reading, but I like reading on brands, what they're doing, what they're not doing, how they've evolved, what's new with them, what new I can do, etc., etc. I see a lot of shows internationally that I follow, to see what's new internationally and things like that. So I think that's my kind of reading. So I think both of us read, but in different ways.
But what's Bangalore for you? Kya hai Bangalore? What do you have to say about Namma Bengaluru as your home?
I think it's quality of life. Quality of life that you get here for what you earn and what you spend. It's fantastic versus what you get in return as compared to the other cities which are overhyped.
Food habits have changed after coming to Bangalore?
Yeah, I eat a
lot. You came long.
I eat a lot more South Indian. I eat South Indian probably once a week.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to eat my idli and my dosa or my rasam or something like that once a week. I think it's very light, comfortable, soulful food, which I like. I'm not a very heavy eater. I'm not a foodie by nature.
Right.
I'm not a foodie by nature, but at the same time, I need good food. But
But 3 places you love to go to in Bangalore. What are the 3 areas of Bengaluru which you just love?
I love Nagarjuna for food. I love UB City as a place to just chill, like a Shiro's or any of those places. And if you talk about shopping, I love my Phoenix Market City, where I'm spotted every Sunday with my daughter, not primarily just for shopping, but just for eating. And of course, we shop a lot and just spending the day types when my husband doesn't want to join us and both of us just take off.
How is the food culture in your home? There's a Marwari influence. There is Bengali influence. And of course, you are in Bengaluru. With me, the thing is, every day we want something new. We can't have the same thing every day.
Same with me.
Ek dal chahiye, ek sabzi chahiye, ek roti chahiye, but it has to be different every day.
And new.
Even the breakfast should be different every day. I can't have the same thing every day. How is it? How's it in your house? How do you take your food habits?
We'll have a lot of North Indian and South Indian combined as breakfast. So it could be a lot of pohas, it could be a lot of besan ka chillas, which is from the Marwari side.
Right.
Moong dal ka chilla, Marwari side. Then there's South Indian, there could be idli sambar, there could be a masala dosa, there could be a, also from the Italian side, it could be a pasta. So I've gotten into this new thing now that I don't believe in just breakfast as a breakfast. I can eat anything and everything. It could be a aloo paratha, it could be a paneer paratha. Then there's something to do with breads. So it would be a paneer toast or an aloo toast or, avocado on toast or, so, a little more towards that side. Or mushroom on toast, So it's that. From Bengali side of view, I've started liking a lot of Bengali cuisine thanks to him. like a lot of bangan bhaja.
इतने साल बाद भी आप ऐसे बोल रही हो मतलब.
Aloo post. No, it's very interesting food. It's got
It
a lot
is.
of mustard
I
in
love
it.
Bengali food.
Yeah, I see him cooking a lot of that Bengali, non-vegetarian as well. So I think my place is very, and thanks to my daughter, it's got a lot of Italian thrown in. So it's got a lot of pizzas. It's got a lot of pastas in different forms, like a pesto, like a aglio olio and things like that. So I think it's a lot of mix of North, South, Italian, Bengali, primarily, not Maharashtrian and all that.
World cuisine at home.
No.
How cool is that,
So,
man?
yeah. So,
But talk about your daughter. Now she's going for graduation. She's going to Australia. How
for
difficult or
studies.
easy it is to take care of children these days? The Gen Z. Do you understand Gen Z? Or are you still confused?
No, I do. I was confused when she was in her early teens that what is this kind of a thing. But I'm blessed with a wonderful daughter. She's from that generation, but she's at the same time very grounded, very understanding. She's the only child. So she's very attached to us as well. We have a lot of our travels together lately, just me and her.
Right.
So I just adore that time with her. To sum it up, she's like my best friend today.
Okay.
I don't need a best friend outside anymore. Because she's that age. I share my issues, my happiness, my my sadness, my successes, my failures, my everything with her. So she's like a soulmate after my husband, and so I think it's not at all difficult a generation to understand if you want to understand.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to have your mind open, and you have to be more acceptable. Trusting. I think trusting her is most important, which I do. So I trust her with whatever she does, with whoever she is, and I've just given her few statements in place that never do something that lets me down, never do something that I've not trusted you with.
I think
That's it.
that has also changed with our generation. That
Yes.
We have seen a lot, but we are growing with the kids. And
Yeah.
the way you said
we're
that,
changing with them.
we are also changing. We had a curfew at home. Like
Absolutely.
by this time you cannot come. You can't
You
do
cannot
this. You
go
can't
out.
do this.
I've
you can't
troubled
do
my
that.
parents.
Yes.
I've actually troubled my parents. I was a nightmare for them. So coming from a Marwari background, I was a nightmare for them. I wasn't allowed to do so many things, but I was a rebel in my own ways right from the beginning. That generation gap between us and our kids is something we need to understand and bridge it as much as possible.
Right. 3 things you like about Gen Z.
They're much stronger than us.
Okay.
They're more exposed as compared to us at their age. I think the fact that they're also not very tolerating.
They are?
They're not very tolerating.
Okay.
I think it's good in a way because it won't make them suffer, I feel. At least, I mean, I'm coming from my point of view that if, for an example, that if my daughter doesn't like something, she would move out and take up something else.
Okay.
For example, just a course. Okay, she's going for a course. She doesn't like it. I've told her, if you don't like it, just switch. But I think I wouldn't have done that in my times. I would say,
Okay.
oh my God, I've put in so much money into this, and I can't come out. There'll be shaming there, and etc. etc. So I think they have a zero tolerance for nuisance or anything bad or anything which is not good for them. So I think they're very clear as to what they want and what they don't want.
3 things you don't like about Gen Z. What are the 3 things?
Junk food.
Okay.
Junk food. Maybe some bad habits if they get into.
Okay.
Maybe something like vaping or any of those that they do today.
Right.
And not enough sleep.
Okay. They're not
I
sleeping
think they
well.
don't sleep as much as they should.
Would you
as much
add-
as I had
Would you
in
add
those
being
days.
on the phone all the time? The head is down.
I think that's fine because as long as they're not watching not knowledgeable stuff. I think today's watching the phone is also knowledgeable in its own ways. You know, if you're on Instagram, you're seeing different brands, you're learning. There's so many reels which are so informative. Or if you're just watching a good movie, it's fine. So I don't think today's kids are bad in that way. They're not watching what they should be watching.
But what's your advice to the aspiring entrepreneurs who can't take the plunge?
I think you can take the plunge. You just have to have the grit, have the vision, want to do it, never give up attitude, and keep falling, getting up, running, keep falling, getting up, running. You have to have that.
Rocky Balboa की line याद आई मुझे. It doesn't matter how hard you get hit.
Yes.
What matters is you get hit and how fast can you get up again.
Get up and run again. And I think the one punchline should be that make yourself proud and make your family proud of yourself. That's me. I mean, I want to actually I just have one thing, that my family should be proud of me.
Yes.
Saying that, okay, this is what Mamta has done, and that would make me very happy.
We'll quickly get into a rapid fire.
Okay.
Let's see how fast can you answer. For every question, you get only 3 seconds. Now in 3 seconds, you have to tell me 3 things men should not wear.
3 things men should not wear. Dhotis. I'm out. I'm blank.
3 things men should wear all the time.
Black blazers. Bow ties. Tuxedos. Okay, sums it up. Tuxedos.
Like always.
Always. I love men in tuxedos.
So I should have come in a tuxedo then, with a bow tie.
I love men in tuxedos.
And say, what's your order, ma'am? 3 things women should never wear.
Something that they're not comfortable in. Something which is very loud and garish. And a lipstick color which doesn't suit them.
Like a purple one or a black one.
Yeah, I think some women go overboard and try to look cool, but it doesn't look cool.
3 things women should always carry with themselves.
Powder, lip gloss, hairbrush.
3 must-have accessories.
Small bag, good shoes, nice pair of sunglasses.
3 must-have fabric in your wardrobe.
Cotton, organza, net.
3 things one should not tell women.
About your girlfriends? Because believe me, every time you have a fight, it's going to come back.
Like ex-girlfriend or the current girlfriends? What are you talking about?
Ex and current both.
Okay.
Ex and current both. Bank account balance.
Okay.
Yeah, and credit card PIN number.
Okay. Have you used credit card PIN number of your husband?
My husband's. So my husband doesn't believe in a credit card. He doesn't possess one. And so there's no question of me using that.
A fashion trend you don't understand?
Modern saris. I think saris draped in a modern way. So I come from the thought that a sari, an Indian sari, is a beautiful attire, most beautiful attire. Like men usually say that women look most beautiful in a sari, which is a fact. I don't like the fact that today people drape it in modern ways with a denim, with a, with a tube top, and make it look very modern. I think it's meant to look very traditional. It's meant to look very classy, and it should be left at that.
Take the saris seriously, please.
Be.
The worst comment you have ever received for your work?
I wouldn't name this person, but somebody said that, since the time you've come in as a brand, I have been wiped out. She's a competitor. So I said, well, you've been longer into the business, and you should have known this better than me. And you've done what you could. I'm doing what I can, and let my work speak. Wow. So I think that was the worst comment. In the sense, it was the worst thing that I heard, but it also, at the same time,
it's also
got me to believe that I was in the right direction. I was headed at the right.
Kisne bola raha?
I can't name the
Bangalore
person. For sure, Bangalore. For sure, Bangalore. But I think she's been in this business. She's been in this business much longer than me, probably 3 times me, in terms of time period.
What's the most useless talent you have got?
Most useless talent? Cooking. I have it, but I think it's useless because I hardly cook. I don't find it very creative.
Okay. Tell that to your husband, who's a good cook.
He's a very good cook. He's a very, very good cook.
What's the weirdest thing you have ever bought? What is that useless item you have at home?
Too many photo frames. I believe in a lot of photos. I believe in a lot of memories. So I pick up a lot of photo frames and I keep changing them in the house all the time.
But they look nice.
This is office, so ठीक है. अब घर पे आप आओ तो हर तरह का एक photo frame मिलेगा आपको. From a Victorian to a modern to a paper mache to a marble to a this to a that. I love photo frames and I love pictures because I think it's the best form of memory.
When a woman go on a date, the do's and don'ts for her.
Do's is anything to do with smell, odor. So brush well, smell good, dress well, comfortable shoes, no shoe bites, no new shoes on that day.
Right.
Because you can't walk after that. And don'ts, just the opposite of that.
Okay.
Just the opposite of that. To name a few more, don't overdo it. Don't be overdressed. Don't put too much of makeup. Don't be over talkative. Don't talk too much. Because I think talking too much is an absolute no-no.
And for men, do's and don'ts?
For men, be a gentleman. Pull the chair. Share the menu first. Take the check. Compliment the woman. Make her feel easy. Chit-chat very casually.
And don'ts?
Don't be very showy.
Okay.
Don't show too much money. Be normal. Don't try to pretend being somebody that you're not. Be as you can be. And make a woman feel very nice and comfortable. If you cannot do that, then it's a shame.
And don't tell her about your girlfriends.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mamta Roy, the entrepreneur in Bengaluru. She is into fashion. Go and check it out. Odette. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Odette.in. Pleasure is all mine. It was so nice. I was nervous in the beginning, but now I'm not.
Oh yeah, we
I'm easy.
free.
I'm easy. I'm free.
Nice. That's so nice to hear.
I'm free.
This is Icons of Bangalore on the Tuhin Show. Thank you so much for talking to us. And one
Pleasure.
last thing for Style.World. What is your style?
Style.World belongs to one of my very, very good friends, Nilesh Dalal. What can I say about him? He's a pioneer. He's his institute, JD Institute, if I may share this. I wanted to join JD Institute of Fashion and Technology in Mumbai when I was, I think, 18 years old.
Okay.
And I did join it in Worldly, if he remembers. I joined it in Worldly and I couldn't continue it because they had too much of tailoring, and I said, I'm not here for tailoring. I don't want to be a tailor here. But I think the institute is wonderful. I've seen most of his fashion shows recently. It's at the next level, and it's unbelievable how he is helping so many young people learn fashion, take it up as professions. My photographers in my company are all from JD Institute. Every time I need one, I just call him up and I say, I need somebody. Bhej kisi ko. So I think he's doing a very, very good job, and I'm extremely proud of him. Style.World is again a platform where he puts in so much information for so many people who are seeking A to Z of fashion. And way to go. The team, I've met the team as well. The team is extremely forward in their thoughts and very fashion forward. So I think it's a great platform, and with online being at the boom today, it's one of the best available.
And talk about style, what is your style?
My style is minimal, classy, subdued, period.
Mamta Roy on Icons of Bengaluru on the Tuhin Show.
Thank you so much for having me over.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.